if it is Satish, if it is in a higher role, 3 managers is higher role is a GM, he can visibility to all the data.
Now let me give you. When you say a role, I cannot guarantee how many people are there with that role. When I say a role, I cannot guarantee how many people are there with that role. Now in the company, let's take this example. First point, the person who is on the top of me, okay, I told is the role structure. Now this guy is working for a credit card, this guy is working for loan, this guy is working for manager. Okay. Now when I say manager can see the data, okay, manager can see the data, but you need to control which table should be visible to this guy first. So look at the point. Now he has asked me a question like this. I have a customer table. In this customer table, customer 01, who is a loan application customer, 02, loan application, 03, credit card customer, 04, credit card customer. Now when you feel that data is visible from multiple tables, this table is used in multiple application, what is the primary thing I do? I keep it as private. Okay. Now when I say there is multiple application, then I will create a role here. My role will be BP, RM, credit card, now there are two different applications. When there are two different applications, they may have different structure in every application. Every application may or may not have the same structure. Now if you feel that it should not be same, then you have to create a separate role hierarchy for 3 applications. Now this is RM for loan, this is how I'll treat. Now we can create different structures, role structure. Now this application, for credit card application, this is the structure. For the loan application, this is the structure. Another application, this is the structure. Now all the people who are working for credit card, I'll give the roles in this. All the people who are working for a loan, they'll work with this. Now what happened? These people data can be viewed by this person. Now if you maintain a single structure, entire data will be visible to everyone on the top. Did you get my point, boss? Someone has asked me a question. Is that was clear? In the
Yes,
organization, we can have multiple. Now let me give a same structure. Now I told VP IT is taking care about IT operation. Now there is a hardware team also. Now this team is different, this team is different. Both are in the same organization, but customer support team is different, development team is different. Okay, so their access should not be given to these people. So we have multiple role structures, depends upon multiple applications. The entire organization will have the same structure. How many applications are there? For every application, we are going to define separate structure, provided if you need it. No, the same structure need to be maintained, we can maintain it. When you feel data should be separately visible based on the application, then you create a different role structure. Are you getting my point? Is that was clear? Am I clear with this? Am I clear? Okay. For every application, we had a separate role structure. I hope you're good. Okay. Then, what are the other issues we faced? IP address restriction. We can restrict a group of people. You want a group of people to log in at a particular time? Go to profile, give login hours. You want a group of people to log in from a particular IP address, go to profile, give IP address restriction. Give IP address restriction. Right. Now, login hours, password settings. Okay, password settings. All these things we can set at profile level. Now, if you are connecting from third-party company, third-party application, then we have organizational restriction. IP address restriction with the organization level, business hour restriction with the organization level. This is for organization to organization. Organization to organization. Okay, third-party system to Salesforce. Then next, what we started? We started with the documents. What is the purpose of documents? Uploading the files. Right. What is the maximum size? 5 MB. Then we went to applications. Creation of application. Now, you want to use the existing application or you want to create your own application? It's up to your choice. You want to create your own application? You can go for creating a new application. How many application? Standard, custom. Standard are created by Salesforce, custom are created by user. When you say custom, there are two types, console and custom. What is the difference? Both of them are same. Only thing is, when you say console, whatever you open will be open in a new tab. That's it. Instead of horizontal, it says vertical. Everything that we open, it will be on this one. In Lightning or Classic, doesn't make a difference. Only navigation structures are different. Rest of the concepts are same. Rest of the concepts are same. Then we went to next one. Then next we went to object creation. How many types of objects are there? Okay, standard and custom. How do you recognize it is a custom? __C. How does every object is recognized? With 3 character ID. Every object will have 3 character ID. Account 001, contact 002, opportunity 003. For every object we have a 3 character code. First we need to understand whether we can use standard objects or not. To do that, what I should do? First look at what is the business flow of your application. Now see where the standard CRM functionality can be applied. First know your requirement first. Complete requirement of your business you need to understand flow. Then you need to see where I can fit the existing CRM. If the existing CRM is not fitting, then I will try to build my custom functionalities. Okay. Objects. Then we have seen about field creation, system field, standard field, system field, custom field. Then we have seen about relations, pick list, multi-select, field dependency. Pick list, multi-select, pick list, field dependency, global pick list set. Relations I told, lookup, master detail, okay, hierarchical, junction object, external. What is the purpose of external? Taking some table from the outside database and making it as a parent. Right. Then we have seen about formula creation. Validation is still pending. We are not done with the validation yet. Formulas we have done. Okay. Next, we are done with the page layout. What is the purpose of page layout? To tell you how the object should be visible. Okay. One profile, one page layout. If you want to show multiple page layouts, record type. You want to have a quick view, mini page layout. When I click on the tab, which data should be visible to you? Search layout. When in the lookup, what data should be displayed? Search layout. So we have page layout, mini page layout, record type, search layout. With that, we have seen about object creations. Then schema level, regular level. Schema level will not be added to the page layout. We need to manually add it. In the page layout, what we can add? Fields, buttons, order of the fields, type of the fields, related list. Then security level we have seen, object level security, profile level, permission set also. Field level security, profile level, page layout, permission set. Record level, ODBD, we have seen about ODBDs, sharing rules, role hierarchy. ODBD, sharing rules, role hierarchy, combination of profiles. Then we have seen about workflows, automated actions. Okay, what is the workflow? When I create a record, modify the existing record, some action will be fired. What is that? Task, email, field update, outbound message. Approval process. Before the logic is applied, you want to record to be approved. Before some logic is applied, record should be approved. Only when the record is approved, the logic has to be implemented. We have approval process. Then we have seen about data loader to upload the data, bulk amount of data, import wizard. Then we have seen analysis, reports and dashboards. This is how we have done the process here. This is how we have done. Okay. Now, all the freshers go to Trailhead, complete all the admin modules what is given. All the freshers go to Trailhead, complete the Trailhead modules. you will be checking, you will be asked to show your points because you will not be taking a certification exam. As a fresher, how do I know that you know Salesforce? Okay, one such point is your one point is your Trailhead badges, number of Trailhead badges and points. Freshers, it is a mandatory for you to complete Trailhead. For you, they'll ask you how many points you had and how many badges you have. Most of the companies are asking, startup companies are asking this. So fresher, you are supposed to complete all the admin modules which are there. Okay. Second, freshers, you register yourself with Nirvana. On the Salesforce Trailhead, there's a point called Nirvana, Salesforce Nirvana. It's for Indian. You'll be finding a fresher registration. There's a fresher registration. Go to the site and check it out. There's a fresher registration you'll be finding somewhere here. You'll be finding something called Nirvana here. I'll check the link and give you. Okay. So the register, I'll check the link and give you. There's a Nirvana. You people can register with that. So the Salesforce will help you for some placement assistance. They'll give it committee. They'll be conducting a separate drive. Okay.
Please, can you please tell us more about this Trailhead? What is that?
It is a Salesforce. It's exercise provided by the Salesforce. Practice exercises are provided there. You can practice. Some exercises are given here, and for every exercise you complete, they give some points. Every exercise you complete, they'll give some points. As simple as that. Okay. I'll find out. I'll give the link. Just use and register. Freshers register with that. Salesforce itself is conducting some placement drives. Okay. With the help of communities. It's only for freshers. Only for freshers.
Satish, I have a question.
First, let me complete, boss.
Sorry, actually, for the experienced people, so how do you
only
suggest
for
like
freshers.
whether?
Only for let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay. Sure. Sorry. Yeah.
Right. Only for the freshers, Salesforce is connecting Nirvana. They'll be connecting some time. Whenever the Salesforce developer community is develop, okay. Whenever the Salesforce workshops are connected, official workshops or official meetings are connected, there'll be Nirvana which will be connecting a placement time. Okay, they call the companies. When city-wise they'll be connecting one workshop or official meeting of Salesforce. On that day they'll be taking the help of this Nirvana and connecting some placements. So fresher, you people register with that, but there you are emphasized with your Trailhead points. So go to the Trailhead, complete the exercise. Now it's the ABC of the topic only. But Salesforce recognizes you with that ABC. Whatever the certificate I give, that's important for them. So like that, the Salesforce Trailhead is important for those people to know you're skilled or not. Okay, it's for freshers, just complete the Trailhead. So only Trailhead if you complete, you'll not get a job. You get into Salesforce that we got this many points, but the skill set is not sufficient. It's only the basic ABC level of the topic. You are supposed to complete the other exercises which are given. Right? This purely for freshers. I'm saying. I'm speaking in terms of only freshers. Now, experienced people, your journey will not stop here. Your complete development, integration. Then we'll discuss what you are supposed to do. Right? With your experienced people, if you are putting an experience on admin, I told you in the very beginning in the demo session itself. If you are trying for a job in Indian market, admin role, you will not get it. Take for granted. You will not get a role on admin in Indian market. I'm very clear. I made the statement very clear in the demo itself. I told people who are interested to take only administration, trying for a job in Indian market, don't take. I made very clear in the beginning itself. So in Indian market, you are supposed to complete admin, development, integration, which is a mandatory for you. Okay. Now, third, the people who are with experienced people, whatever the exercises you are doing, stop doing with the classic. You do one set with the classic, start implementing with the lightning. Get yourself, more hands-on with the lightning because the market is switching to lightning format. So instead of practicing the things on the classic, start practicing the things on lightning environment. Both are administration-wise when you take it, conceptually both are same. There is no difference in terms of concept, but only the navigation is different. So you get more, more into lightning navigation. Stop practicing on the classic. Classic already you have done number of essays. Leave it. Now whatever the extra practice you are doing from now, do everything on lightning. Okay. So you need to by default remember the navigations on lightning. Instead of searching every time, you need to remember everything on the lightning. So for experienced people, keep yourself working on lightning rather than in classic. All the experienced people start, so that by the time you complete the development, you know all the navigation on the lightning. So you should not search for an option. Where is that option? So people start practicing on lightning. People start practicing on the lightning. I make it. People start practicing on the lightning. Why I was insisting, as an experienced, you will be getting a developer only. So whether it's a classic or lightning, you read a program in the developer console. So admin activities, if you practice on the lightning, at least you know what options are there. Okay, so keep practicing on lightning navigation. Okay, you can neglect the classic navigation, start working with the lightning navigation. Keep yourself more updated on the lightning. Experienced people, so that when you put your resume, you can say you have lightning experience. Lightning experience. Okay, and for experienced, once this is done, I'll be putting the notifications. So whatever the resumes we collect, then we will be informing you. For experience, will be informing you what races are happening. Okay, what races are happening. Whenever we get a requirements, we'll be sending a notification or we'll be posting in my community. Satish Mala notes. Okay, Satish Mala job. One more community will be there. Satish Mala job. There will be posting it, or we'll be sending emails to you regarding the openings what we get. This for the experienced. But as an experienced, you are supposed to insist more on development. I'm making very clear. You are supposed to insist more on development. In the development also, the topics list, set, map, wrapper. If these 4 concepts you are perfect, rest of the development will be very easy for you. Because the logic is only built with list, set, map, and wrapper. Logics are built with only these 4 topics. Rest all of them are conceptual. Conceptual, if you listen to theory, once you get it. But logic writing is very important. That logic writing is handled with a list, set, map. These are the 4 concepts: list, set, map with wrapper. With this 4 concepts, as many examples as you practice, you get more confident on logic building. I'm making rest all the topics in the Salesforce are conceptual. But to build this conceptual topic, what we require is list, set, map, wrapper. Entire concept of development is built with the programming of list, set, map, and wrapper. Complex logics are developed using this. Rest all batch effects is a conceptual topic. If you listen to the theory twice or thrice, you understand what it is. But logic should be developed with a list, set, map. You take a trigger, you listen to concept once or twice, theoretically you understand what it is. But if you want to build the logic, list, set, map. So if you don't practice, have a hands-on experience on list, set, map, and wrapper, you will not be able to build. The core concept is list, set, map, wrapper. If you practice more on this, every concept you will be able to write it. If you don't practice this, every concept theory only you will understand. Right. So development, you people have to concentrate more on list, set, map, wrapper. Once you're done with this, rest all the topic will be a cakewalk for you. You know, in the developing classes, I'll make you to write. I'll not leave you until I get satisfied. So I'll force you to write the programs in the class itself. Okay. So duration will increase. But take it, okay, psychologically prepared, duration will increase. So unless I get satisfied, I'll not be leaving you. So you'll be writing your programs in the developing classes. But insist should be done from your end. For developing classes, once we do it, I'll be giving it. The problem with the students here is, they ask for the requirements. What are the programs we give in the class? They copy, paste it, see the output. Tale wajao, yes, topic is done. In case any error is coming, next class come and say, line number 21, semicolon missing, what to do? This is a problem with the student practice. When you say practice, they only practice the programs given in the class. They copy paste it, again write it, copy paste it, write it. If not, if I give A equal to 10, you write X equal to 10. That will not work out. There is a use case set I have given topic wise. In the day 1 itself, I uploaded to the Excel sheet in the Facebook community. What you are supposed to do is, whichever the topic I completed, you need to go to that Excel sheet, do that example case, use cases in the Excel sheet. That use cases we cannot implement in the class. If I start building every example in the class, you don't get anything out of it. Here you are not here to check whether I am capable of writing the program or not. Right? Already I have done 1000+ batches. So, and I am settled also. No need to take any more classes. Okay, I had sufficient money. Right. Now you are supposed to take the use cases which are given. The problem is, for the development is the same issue. people only practice the example given in the class. Now, if you are doing a programs what I have given in the class, if I practice the programs what I have given in the class, you only understand my logic, but you never get how to build the program. There is a difference between building your own program, understanding my program. In the class, you only understand my program. Only when you do the exercises given, you understand how to build the logics. So if you want to be a developer, you have to build the logics. I am very much sure out of 300 use cases, what I give topic wise, hardly 10% of the people will do the examples. Rest all the people practice, again put the book, type it. Again put the book, type it. That is the reason we don't encourage the people to write the program, copy the program in the class. If you don't copy the program, at least when I give exercise, you make an attempt to write a program. 20 to 30% of the knowledge you will get it. That is the reason I don't allow the people to copy the programs in the class. Okay, write the notes in the class, so that you will at least go through the topic and read the notes once or twice. Right. So for experience, it is a must. I told you very clear in the Facebook community. I already posted the topics. Yeah, I'm giving. Now
for development, we need like a ECMA script, like a ES6. We need to learn that.
Not required.
For Lightning also.
Not required. Okay. Not required. See, this is how the topic wise I have given the task. You are supposed to, once I complete the topic, you need to go to the corresponding task and complete it. So when you do this type of things, you understand how to build the programs. If you practice my example, what I have given in the class, you won't understand. You can only start one more student in front of me. Same example. That's how, right? Almost 13 to 15 students are here who started organization. So there are only 2 people who started the Salesforce training in Hyderabad. I was one among them. Rest all are the skills from Capital Info only. So you also become one more seat in front of me. Okay, course fee 3,000 or 2,000. Right? Nothing more than that. If you just practice my example in order to become a developer, okay, you become one more online trainer. That's all. Right? Because you got a material. Okay, same example you can repeat, get some money. This is how I have given a topic-wise use case I have given. Every topic I have given use cases. So whatever the topic I completed, just go to the topic, do the exercise. Topic-wise I have given the exercise. Just whatever the topics I completed, go to this. Then I gave combination of topics. These tasks are given as combination. First I have given topic-wise so that you get practice on the topic. Then I have given a combination of topics. Here I not mentioned the topic. I only gave the requirement. So you need to analyze the requirement and understand what topic should be used and how to build the use cases. This is how we are given. If you really implement this, it's sufficient. It is sufficient here. Okay, this is how you are supposed to practice your development classes. And while practicing the development also, going out of the topic actually. So every time you practice, you are supposed to build a screen like this. You understand the development classes because I will build a screen like this and explain, here I want to take this data, here I want to take this data. You are looking at the end output, then you are trying to understand what I am trying to build. That is how the practice also should be done in the same way. You have to build what you want to practice, the screen, what you want to build, what is the button you want to click. When you click on the button, what should happen? First you design this, then write a program. Then you understand what concept you are building. This is how you are supposed to take. You understand the classes because I build the screens like this and explain. I build the screens like this and explain. Because of that, you get the concept. While practicing also, you are supposed to. This is how the classroom explanations are going on. I build the screens like this and explain. Every time I draw the screen. That's how you understand what I am building. You understand what I am building. Similarly, while you are practicing also, it should be done in the same way. Then you understand what you are building. Getting my point? This is how the practice. So these experienced people, you are supposed to go with this. Right? It's deviated from somewhere to somewhere. Okay. That's okay. Now, before I go to the next topic, I'll complete the validations today. Right. So the topics that will be left from me, I have still some more admin topics that are left for me. Most probably I was insisted to start the development tomorrow, but some of the admin topics are still pending from my end. Communities I have not covered for you. Validations I'll cover today. Then territory management I have not covered for you. And CRM terminology I have not covered for you. Communities, okay, territory management, CRM terminology I have not covered. So I require the classes, probably I require 1 hour session. Hopefully I'll start tomorrow. If I was not forced to start development, I'll start it. If any because of the schedule, if they force me to start the development, I'll be taking this on Saturdays. Okay. CRM I require one weekend. I require a complete weekend. I'll be taking a weekend, 3-hour session I'll be taking. It should be a flow. Probably I'll be scheduling this class on Sunday. Hopefully I'll be starting this class on Sunday. If not, I'll be starting on Saturday. I'll confirm you tomorrow. Either it's Saturday or Sunday. Any one I'll be starting. I'll be informing you well in advance. Okay. The terminology may take around 30 minutes. Communities and territory management together I'll take it. They require around 1.5 hours for me. This will take around 2 hours for me. So these topics are still pending. Hopefully I'll take Saturday, okay, Thursday, Friday. If I was asked to start a development, then we'll go for Saturday, Sunday or next Saturday, Sunday. Any 1 week I'll be planning. Okay. Right. So let me go with the validation. There is a topic called flows. Like there's a topic called process builder. The basics I'll be covering. The rest of the topic is required development knowledge. I'll be covering in the development once it is done. Basic information I'll be covering here, but it requires some programmatical knowledge. I'll be covering in the programming. So basic I'll be covering here, and program I'll be covering. Right. So probably around 4 classes are required for me. I'll be covering this. Okay. So let me continue with validation.
Satish,
Yeah.
sorry, Satish. There is a one topic is the big objects.
Big
Will be
objects
covering
integration.
admin or develop?
Integration. Big objects means you need to integrate with the third party and get it.
Okay, thank you.
I'll be sharing the sandbox credentials. Tomorrow I'll be sharing the sandbox credentials. People can use my sandbox, practice on the sandbox, and deploy it. Okay. As of now, I'll share my video first. Go through the sandbox, start creating the sandbox. Once I complete the deployment, you can practice the pushing the data. So I'll be sharing the sandbox credentials tomorrow. You can start practicing on the sandbox. Okay. So meanwhile I'll be sharing somewhere the deployment procedure. I'll be sharing. Okay, you can use the deployment procedure, start deploying the code to the productions. So tomorrow, just remind me, I'll be giving a sandbox credentials. Okay, the sandbox credentials will be live for next 2 months. In these 2 months, what all the possibilities are there? Deployed. While deploying the code, you need to deploy each and everything. Practice object, deploy. Practice workflow, deploy. Practice approval process, deploy. So that when you deploy each and every element, then you understand the bugs what you find. Don't practice 1 or 2 examples and stop it. So you take an advantage of that sandbox. What do you have? Keep deploying every topic that you led. Deployment of workflows, approval process, objects, formulas, fields, validation. Topic wise you create, start deploying. So that topic to topic you may find some different issues. Right. Just remind me tomorrow. I'll give 2 or 3 sandboxes. I'll give you tomorrow. Okay. People can use those sandboxes and deploy from one sandbox to another sandbox. First practice it. I'll take a session for you how to deploy. Okay. Fine. Come back. We are going with the validations. What are these validations? Why we are going to use it? Now, validation rules are used to specify whether the data what you entered is according to your business requirement or not. The data what you entered is according to your business requirement or not. Now, there are 2 types of validation rules what we have. One is standard validation rule, which are created by the system. Custom validation rules, which are created by you. What do you mean by system validation rules? They are going to verify whether required field data is entered or not. When you go to this, when I click on new, you're finding here account name. What was this? Required. Now, whether you entered the required data or not, whether you entered the required data or not, who will check it? System will check it. Now it is asking a text. Otherwise, it is asking a currency value, but I gave alphabetical value. So the data what I entered, is it compatible with your data type or not? Is verified by system validation. System validation rules are going to check whether the length of the data. I told name maximum length 80. I entered the data of 90 character, compatible or not. Then I entered text, it is expecting a date, compatible or not. Now it is a required field. Did you enter the data or not? So what the system is going to check, whether required fields are entered or not. whether the data what you entered is compatible or not, whether the data what I entered is matching with your data type or not, is verified by system, which are called system validation rules. Custom validation rules, which you are defining according to your business requirement. Custom validation rules, which you are defining according to your business rules. Now, like age cannot be less than 20. Salary should be entered. Email field cannot be blank. Whose requirement is this? This is your requirement. According to your business, you want to form any rules, we call it as custom validation rules. We call them as custom validation rules. Now let me define. Look at this. I am going for a lead. Go to the fields. What is the format? Setup, build, customize, leads. What we are finding here? Setup, build, customize, lead, validation. Now I am going to define a rule. If the rule is true, print error message. Rule is false, save the record. So you are writing a rule for what? Printing the message. Whatever the rule you wrote, if that rule is true, it will print the message, error message. Otherwise, it will save the record. Now, look at my requirement. I am giving a first requirement, lead. I told if lead source is web and email is blank, then if lead source is web and email is blank, how many rules we are verifying? 2. If you want to take 2 rules, and rule 1, comma, this is how we write it. So what was that? And what is rule 1? Lead source. If it is a pick list field, what we do is pick val lead source. In the pick list field, you have selected the lead source as. And what is the second rule? Email is blank. If the lead source you have selected is web, if email is blank, I want to throw error message. So look at this one. Lead source rule and is pickval lead source is blank of. If email is blank, check the syntax. Email field cannot be blank. You want the error message to be on the top of the page or on the field? I told on the field. On which field? Go to the lead, new, continue. Lead source, web, email I have not entered. Email field cannot be blank when lead source is right. It is verifying whether the data what you entered is acceptable or not. Is that was clear? Is that was clear? So let me write the next condition. On the lead object I am taking, or else account object, phone number is blank, throw error. Write the validation rule. On account object, phone number is blank, throw error. So what do we do? Go to the account object, setup, build, customize, accounts, validation rules, new validation. Is blank off. If the phone number is blank, write the rule. Phone number cannot be. Then go to account. Phone number cannot be blank. Then let us take the next one. On opportunity object, if stage name is if stage name is not closed one and closed date is, I can make it a new one. Otherwise, look at the point. Whenever new opportunity is created, close date is less than today. Now you need to understand, when are the validation rules are verified? Validation rules will be verified when you create a new record or when you modify the existing record. Validation rules are going to be verified when a new record is created or existing record is modified. So when I create a new record, it checks the rule. When I modify the record also, it will check the rule. But what is the requirement here? Whenever a new opportunity is created, close date is less than today, throw error. So it should be only for new opportunity, not for the existing record. So how do you know it is a new opportunity? Easy. This will return true if the record is, if the validation rule is fired. Is new. This will return true if the validation rule is fired because of a new record. So how do I do it? And what is the first rule? Is if it is a new record, close date less than if it is a new record, close date is less than today, throw error message. This will run only for new records. This will run only for new records. This will run only for new records. Let us go to the next one.
Hello, Satish.
Yeah.
I am confusing about this end. Why you use end first, then you go for the is new?
When you want to check two or more conditions are true, how do you write? You need to write under or.
Okay.
Okay. And or. Every condition is true, and if any one of the condition are multiple conditions we are taking.
Okay.
So generally you write condition 1 and condition 2. In formulas we write and condition 1, condition 2. Right, boss? Okay.
It's got it.
Next. Now I want to check. Now record is modified. Validation rules are going to be fired when a new record is created or existing record is modified. Now my rule is in opportunity object, whenever the amount is modified, and new value is more than old value, right? Now when you say record is modified, boss, look at this. I told record. When you say record is modified, if I modify any field, it's called record update, right? If I modify the lead source, record update. Modify the account name, record update. You modify any field, it is called record update. But what is the rule here? When the amount is modified, that means how do you know particular field value is modified? When you modify any one of the value, it's called record update. But he is saying only when the amount is modified. Then how do you say amount is modified? How do you say particular field is modified? So here we have is changed. This will return true if the given field value is return true if the given field value is modified. Then is changed. Look at the point. Look at the point here, everyone. Opportunity, setup, build, opportunities, validation, is changed off. Then I have I'll try to take the new one, prior value. Prior value of amount. Prior value of amount means before modifying, what is the value we have? Amount is modified from 10,000 is modified to 20,000. So what is the prior value? 10,000. What is the amount now? 20,000. Current value is amount. Before modifying, what is the value we have? That is a prior value. So we have prior value. Prior value will give you the value before modified. So if the amount is modified, if the old value is less than the new value, throw error message. What is my requirement? New value cannot be more than. So what is that? Is changed amount. If the value of the amount is modified, prior value of amount before modifying, what is the value we have? Amount. What is the value we have after modifying? So go back to the opportunity. Now I have 2,35,000. I was making as 45. Old is 35, new is 45. New value cannot be more than. This is only verified when you change the amount. Now I am changing next step. Validation rule is not running. This has to run only when amount is modified. Is that was clear? So what is the validation rules? We have a rule. That rule will be verified. If the rule is true, throw error message. Otherwise, save the record. I hope you are good with this. People are good with this. Clear? Okay. Let us not get into complex rules here. Now,
But yes, Satish, but why don't we use the if condition instead of this and is changed and everything?
now let us see. You want to write a if condition. How do you check whether particular field is modified? If will give you true or false. If will give you value. Now validation should give me what? True or false. If rule is true, error message. I don't want value. I want what? Validation rule will give you true or false. Formula will give you value. When you write a formula, it will give you value. When I write a validation, you have to tell me rule is true or false. I am not looking for a value. I am only looking whether it's true or false. Validation is only looking for whether it's a true or false. I am not looking for a value. Validation is not looking for a value. It is only looking for true or false. If I write if condition, what happened? If condition, statement 1, statement 2. It is giving a value. Did you get my point, boss? Okay, fine. Now let us go to the next part of the story. Here we have, yes.
Is prior value, I mean, it will take once after the data
Only
is
once.
changed,
Now Wipro
or it will take previously itself. That is what
Wipro
I mean,
10,000.
from the program.
Allow me to answer. Wipro 10,000. This I modified as Wipro 12,000. Then you modified, clicked on save. When you clicked on save, now you modified and you saved it. What is the amount now? What is prior? As simple as that. This is the record what we have. I clicked on edit, modified this as 12,000, saved. When you saved, what is the amount? 12,000. What is the prior value? 10,000. Is that was clear? Right, boss? Someone from online.
Satish, if there is a required field, if you write any validation on required field, so which precedence takes first? Whether your validation message throws
Always system validations will go first. Now, look at the point. You have a bulk of errors. Now you throw 1 error or 10 errors is the same. First, always system validation rule will run. Then only to check the logics what you wrote. System will say when you try to save the data, what will happen? First, it will say required field is entered or not. If it is entered, then only record will make an attempt of saving. When you are making an attempt of saving, custom validation rules will come. Custom validation rules will only run after running the system validation. System validation rules will run first, followed by custom validation. I hope you're good.
Okay.
So if your required field is not entered, what happened? System validation will throw error message. It will not check any custom validation. When any one error is encountered, it will not check the second. Boss, I encountered a problem. Ask your problem. Ask your question. Tell me.
Now, while deleting that required field, for example, if you have a validation message on a required field, so assume that you saved that record by entering value into required field. When you are trying to remove that value from required field,
What did I see? I told you when the validation rule will fire while creating the record, while updating the record. Here's a question. I had a required field. You entered the data. You saved it. Later on, correct me if I got it wrong. Now, his requirement is he had a field. Let us say name. His required field. I entered Satish, saved it. Later on, he clicked on edit, removed the Satish, and trying to make a save. Am I right?
Yes.
Now, when you click on edit, what will happen? Validation rules will again run. When it is running the validation rule again, now what it will do? Required field is not entered. So what happens? It will throw error message. I told validation rules are not running when you create a record. I told you validation rules will run when you create a record or when you modify the record. That's what we have taken here. That's what we are discussing here. Is changed. If the record value is modified, check the validation. Validation rules will run when you create a new record or when you modify existing. Suppose already data is saved. Then I wrote a validation. Already the data is saved. Some record is there. Name, city, phone number. Now I entered a data. Satish, saved it. Satish, blank. Then I wrote, after saving the record, I wrote a validation. Phone number cannot be blank. Right. Now what happened? When you try to edit this record, then it checks the validation rule. Now when you try to edit, until you edit, it will not check. When you try to edit, what happened? When you are trying to edit, it will check the new rule. So when you are trying to edit the existing record, it will check all the existing rules. Right. So when are the validation rules fired? When you are trying to create a record or when you try to edit the record. When you are trying to edit, at that time, what are the validation rules are there? Everything will be cross-checked. In case after creating a new record, after creating the data, if you write any new validation rules, those validation rules will be running on the existing data when you click on edit. I hope you're good. I hope you're good. Right. Okay. So let us go back to the next one. Any query on this validation? So write a rule. If the rule is true, throw error. Otherwise, save the record. How many types of validations are there? System, custom. Now, when are the validation rules verified? When a record is created or existing record is modified. You want to run only when the record is created, is new. You want to run only when the record is modified, is changed. I hope you are good. Okay. Now let us come back. Now, listen carefully. Listen carefully. I'll just give a quick information about the process builder. Everyone, listen carefully. We have workflows. We have approval process. Now, if I have a requirement like this, if city equal to Hyderabad, okay, action 1. There can be any action. City equal to Bangalore. How will you achieve this in the workflow rule? You have to create one workflow rule or 3 workflow rules. In the workflow rule, city equal Hyderabad, one workflow rule. City equal to Bangalore, another workflow rule. Okay, city equal to Chennai, another workflow rules. No, I don't want to design like this. I want to design like a single flow. I want to give here. If city equal to Hyderabad, I give city equal to Hyderabad, city equal to Bangalore. If city equal to Hyderabad, no. City equal to Bangalore, no. City equal to Chennai. City equal to Hyderabad, yes. If city equal to Hyderabad, perform your action. Bangalore, perform your action. So we are able to achieve everything in a single flow. Instead of creating a 3 separate rules, we are able to build everything in a single step, like a flow chart. This is what is called process builder. Process builder will help you to make the action, whatever you have done in the workflow rules, all those things we can build here with like a flow chart. Like a flow chart we can build here. There one rule, one action. This is the rule, these are the action. This is the rule, this is the action. I cannot check 2-3 rules at a time. I cannot apply 2 different conditions at a time. Here, if city equal to Hyderabad, do this. No, check this condition. No, check this condition. So we are able to form everything like a flow chart. But the disadvantage of this is, once I save it, I cannot modify it. But in the workflow rules, once I save it, I can modify a number of times. In the process builder, once you create, I cannot modify it. Then if you want to recreate, again I have to clone it again, I have to recreate entire process again. That's a drawback. Advantage is, multiple things can be designed in a single step. Multiple rules, multiple process, I can design everything in a single step. Are you getting my point here? So process builder is just like combination of workflows and approval process with some extra action. In the approval process, workflows, what are the action we can perform? Email alert, field update, task, outbound message. But here we have number of actions. So let us see this. Setup. I am only giving a basic info here. Once you get into the development, I will come back to all the topics. Setup, build, create, Workflows and approvals. Your process. New process. Then I have process name, first process. When the record is changed, that means when a new record is created or modified, this process builder is involved. Now on which object are you creating? On the lead object. On the lead object when a record is created. Now criteria. Web source. When the lead source equals to web, when the lead source equal to web, perform this action. What is the action? Look at this. Calling an Apex class, creating a record, email alert, flows, post to charter, call another process, quick action, submit for approval, update record. There are multiple actions. Now, whatever the development activity is not there, I'll show them. Create a new record. Whenever a new lead is created with the lead source equal to web, create a new record. Which record you want to create? Contact record. Whenever new lead is created with the web, so okay, lead source as web, create a new contact record. I told. Field reference. Field reference means the record on which the process builder is running, refer to the field from the process builder. Okay, from that lead. The record from where the process builder is running, refer to the data from that particular record. That's called a field reference. Last name. Contact last name equal to lead last name. First name, field reference. This is how I create. So whenever the lead source equal to web, create a new contact. So next. Lead source equals to lead source equal to phone inquiry. If the lead source equal to phone inquiry, add an action. Update record, field update. Select the existing record. Rating equal to. Now what is that? If this is the condition, do this. No, this is the condition, do this. Lead source. Action. Then we say create a record. We can send an email alert. If you want, you can send an email alert. We know how to select the email template. Okay. Then post to charter. On this record, this is what I do. So like a flow chart, we are telling immediate action, schedule action. Immediate action, schedule action. On this object, this is the condition, these are the immediate action. These are the time dependent. If this condition is false, go to this, do it. Now, if I want to achieve the same with the workflow, this should be one workflow, this should be another workflow, this should be another workflow. But here, we are able to build everything in a single process like a flow chart. As I told you, activate. Activate. Go to the lead. New. Lead source web. This is what I gave. See. Then go to contact and see. A new record C and Raghav is created. When lead source equal web, this is the action. Right. Now I decided when lead source equal web, I told you to create a contact. Then I decided, boss, let me go to one more. Lead source equal to other. Then we had a message. I told print the chatter message on the top of the record. This that. Now this is how we are getting. Now I decided there should be a change. I want to add one more extra condition here. Then I told if I want to add one more condition, look at this. I told deactivate. But there is no option for me to modify. There is no option for me to modify. So if you want to add any changes later on, you don't have a choice. Then what should I do? I have to go with create one more process. The same one you want to create as a new version or new process. New process. Are you getting my point? I am cloning it again because you don't have a choice to modify the same. You need to modify and save it as a new process. Clone it, make it as a new process. Clone it, make it as a new process. Are you getting my point? So it is one more. It is one more version. Now let me create one more time. I'll try to create the action one more time. New. They asked when you want the process to be fired. I told when invoked by another process. This is not called directly when the record changes. This should be called by another process. We are call this process by another process. Do you remember any workflow rules what we created? Approval process what we created? Close. Any approval process, branch approval, any condition I give, integrated, no criteria. Branch approval. Okay. Now I told invoked by another process. What is the object on which I am creating? Branch object. Now, do you have any condition? No condition. What is the action you want to perform? I told submit for approval process. Now what is the approval process we have? Specific approval process. Select the name of the approval process. Already you have to create an approval process. That name we are selecting. Who is the submitter? Current user. So this process is not called directly. This should be called by another process. I told this should be called by another process. Look at the point. New approval process. Main flow. Select when record changes or it is invoked by another process. In the previous example, I told invoked by another process. This is when the record changes. What is the object? Criteria.
Can I pre-default value while creating record, Satish?
Come again.
Can I pre-default values while creating record? For example,
Default
in
values.
last example we created, created activity, right? Can I pre-default some values?
Let me discuss at the end. I didn't get your question correctly.
Sure.
Let me discuss it.
Sure.
Then does not equals to blank. If the email does not equals to blank, starts with right. Then what is the action? I told create a record we have done, email alert we have done, we know, flow we have not done, post a chatter message we have done. Then what is this? It is calling another process. What that process is doing? Submitting a record for approval process. Now I am calling a process. My process. One process builder calling another process. One process builder calling another process. Now, when you are calling another process, on which record the other process has to run? You have to give some record ID. Now we are calling another process. That process has to run on which record? You can pass any record of your choice. I told the record which started this process, the same record I am forwarding to another process. The record on which the current process builder is running, same record, the other process also has to run. I told field reference to branch. Activity. Then go to branch. New branch. There are fields missing. Because my rule is defined on, go to this branch, automatically record is submitted. Record is submitted. Now I told process 1 calling second process is submitting the record for approval process. So process builder, there are two choices for us. Process builder will be invoked in three formats. When the event occurs in the lightning, when the lightning events are there, in the lightning there are events. In the event occurs on the lightning, or when a record is created or modified or invoked by another process. When the process builder can be fired, process builder is fired when a new record is created, this is one option, or when event occurs, or invoked by another process. Right. Invoked by another process. Then what we are supposed to do? Choose object, specify criteria. We'll discuss in detail Right? We'll discuss this process in detail once I complete the Apex programming also. There are a couple of actions. Okay. Specify condition. So what are the actions we can perform? Tell me actions, what do you remember? First action, we'll go with calling an Apex class, calling a flows, calling quick actions, calling a flows, calling a quick action. Then we have create record, update record, submit for approval, then charter message, then send email. One more is there. What was the other action? Apex, flows, quick action, create a record, update a record, submit for approval, charter message, email. What is the other action we missed out there? Yeah, invoke another process. So how many types of actions are here? 9 types of action. Now workflow rule and this both are same. The difference are here. Workflow rule will be fired when record is created or modified. It is also fired when record is created or modified. But workflow rule will perform email alert, field update, outbound message, task. But whereas this will perform 9 action. Apex, this I have to go for a programming. Flows, quick action. This also I need to define my own. Right. Creating a record. When the condition is met, we can create a record. When the condition is met, I can update a record. When the condition is met, I can submit the record. When the condition is met, I can post a message on chatter. I can submit the record for it. I can send an email. I can submit the record for another process. Are you getting my point here? So, what was that? Now, are you clear about this? What we are doing? Action. What are the different types of action? What are the different types of action? Right. Apex, flows, quick action, create a record, update a record, submit for approval, charter message, email, process. Right. We'll discuss this in detail in the coming classes. Only just to finish off the point I am giving here. When we get into the topic in detail. Okay. We'll get into the topic in detail. Right. I'll explain this topic in detail later on. Wait for a minute, boss. Right. I'll discuss this topic in detail in the coming classes. Okay. Right. Chalo. Yeah. Now go ahead. What is your question, boss? Process builder topic I will explain again in detail in the coming session.